Today, we're going to talk about the hits from some of my personal favorites, the Chicks. Hi, I'm Nicolle Galyon, and I am a songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been writing songs for other artists for the last 15 years. Made my own record last year called Firstborn. I didn't write songs until I got to Nashville and really learned that was a job. But in hindsight, I was always trying to tell a story. I was that kid that in third grade, if you asked me to write a paragraph, I would write 3 pages. I think I needed to get here and understand that I was actually made to write country songs above all. Okay, now we're gonna listen to some of my absolute favorites, the Chicks. Cowboy Take Me Away. It's like heartland poetry. That's a song that isn't overly clever, it doesn't write to the hook, it's not tied up in a bow, and I think that's why it's so good. It's not very common that you get just a really beautiful love song. So many of the big female songs are about loss, or about heartbreak, and to have something so tender coming from such strong women is really what made that so signature for them. Okay, we're gonna listen to another one. Man, what do you say about Landslide? I would think it would be highly intimidating to take on a song like Landslide that was so perfect already, and it takes an immense amount of confidence and true identity to take on covering a song like Landslide. I think when you have a voice like Natalie Main's, nothing is ever gonna sound like you're covering someone else's song. That song is going to sound like it's a part of your artistry because you are the well that the song keeps coming back to. And if I would have been their manager, I'd have been like, what, you're gonna cover Landslide? And I'm glad I wasn't in on that conversation because I think they've reintroduced that song to a whole younger generation. So when I listened to records growing up, I wouldn't listen, I would read along. I would open the record, read the track listing, follow along with the lyric, follow along with the writing credits. But I remember noticing on Wide Open Spaces that the writer of the song, it was just one writer, and it wasn't someone I had ever seen their name before. And there was a woman, I believe she was from Amarillo, Texas, that wrote this song 100%er, all by herself. That's what really piqued my attention when I first heard Wide Open Spaces, was like, who is this person in Amarillo, Texas that wrote this Wide Open Spaces all by themselves? And then beyond that, for me personally, I was a high school kid in small town Kansas when Wide Open Spaces came out. I was living that song. I was working up the courage at the time to try to imagine getting in my own car and leaving my hometown forever. And I'm sure that song gave me permission that I didn't know I needed. This next one is from the new batch of Chicks. When I heard Gaslighter, I was like, there you are. We've missed you all this time. I love that song was still them in the sense that it made a statement, but it also sonically sounded like it could live in Nashville, which to me felt like warm and fuzzy because they have had such a unique relationship with Nashville and country music, and so it felt like 2 of my favorite things were falling back in love, which is country music and the Chicks. Okay, one more song. Not Ready to Make Nice feels like a 3-minute documentary of what they were going through in their life. And in their career. This feels like the most visceral thing that they had ever done at the time. It felt like they weren't writing everyone's story anymore. They were truly just writing their own. It was a new thing to hear him be somber and dark. Like that wasn't something that I was used to. It showed that you can have layers as an artist. Like they had all these bright, happy, shiny music videos and things that were, the Fly tour was just like so whimsical. And I'm glad that they didn't suppress what they were really going through to try to just keep that up. They allowed themselves to evolve musically with what was really happening in their lives. And I think Not Ready to Make Nice really blazed a trail for other female artists to get to use their voice in big ways too, and say some things that maybe weren't comfortable to say in songs. Not Ready to Make Nice, I think, made everybody want to be more honest in how they write songs. They won all these Grammys for being the most honest that they had ever been. It also is mind-blowing to think how much the industry has changed in 20 years since being in Nashville. So I think there's so many just badass female writers that are coming up, and I just felt this year, like, this is probably gonna be one of the last years where there's just like one token female winning this. I think over the next few years, we're gonna see a lot more pop up. I'm excited to go and watch them win. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out more videos here on the official CMA YouTube channel.